If you're at all like me, you've probably wondered at one time or another, why are there so many types of masking tape? I've learned the hard way that not all masking tapes created equal. So what I want to do right now is talk about the different types of masking tape and just generally the different types of tape that I use in Lutherie. There's two things to consider when choosing a tape for masking for the sunbursting process. One is its ability to conform to a tight arc. And we talked about this fine line tape and its ability to stretch and conform to a tight circle like around a binding or a rosette. The other thing that's nice about this tape is that it's available in an 1/8 inch width, which is helpful for rosettes. The other feature that's necessary in a tape is that it has to resist solvents that when they're applied over it from like lacquer or water base or other finishes, from getting through the tape backing into the adhesive and then making it really difficult to remove. Most tapes will do that, with the possible exception of this blue tape, which I'll talk about in a sec. But this tape that I want to talk about is called 3M Precision Masking Tape, and I use this a lot, particularly in finishing. This tape is very thin, so I use it for masking off the bridge and masking off the fretboard extension prior to applying the finish. The other feature about this tape that I really like is that it's semi-transparent or almost translucent, so you can really see where you need to apply it. Because it's thin, it creates a very, very sharp paint line. And we're going to be using this tape for a special procedure that we're going to do on that neck later. The other feature that's nice about tapes, if you can get it, is its ability to tear easy. And that's the other thing I like about this precision tape. These tapes are used a lot in finishing and general Lutherie. This is 3M number 233 green tape. We just used to, in the old days, call this lacquer tape, and the Stu-Mac equivalent. This tape will resist solvents from getting through it into the adhesive, but it doesn't conform very well, and it's a little bit hard to tear, so you may need to put it in a dispenser or use a razor blade. But in the case of the 233, what I really like about it is that it has a sort of wrinkled surface. And what that does is makes it very, well not very, but makes it flexible a bit so that you can stretch it. And that's really nice when you're gluing on bindings. Blue painter's tape. I've had a love-hate relationship with this tape for as long as I can remember. I think it's because not all of it's made the same. Some of it does not resist solvents. If you apply, say, like lacquer over it, it may attack the adhesive underneath. The other thing about this tape is that it's kind of grippy, meaning it's hard to pull off the roll, but it does have a pretty good tack, so it's very strong when you lay it down on a surface. I use this tape these days for non-critical areas or situations, and we'll see that in just a sec. I would not put this on an area where I'm going to be applying lacquer directly over it. And the other thing about this tape, as well as all the tapes, is that you should remove them as quickly as possible. In other words, don't leave them on your instrument for a long time. That residue can stay behind. One tape which I'm going to mention that I've fallen in love with is called 3M Removable Labeling Tape number 695. If you've ever put tape, one of these, on a freshly lacquered surface and left it on for a little bit, you've noticed that there's a mark that's left behind. Well, that's really super annoying on a just finished guitar. This tape will not do that. Its low-tack adhesive is kind of like a Post-it note adhesive, and it just doesn't leave a residue. So, these are the tapes that I use in Lutherie. These are the two main tapes that I use in masking, and then these are the other tapes that I use for just general Lutherie work. I hope I've made sense of this for you.